Parshas Shemos, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends Moshe Rabbeinu to take out the Yidden from Mitzrayim, he tells him Lech v'osafto ziknei Yisrael, go and gather the sages of Klal Yisrael, v'omarto aleim, and you should tell them, Hashem Elokei avoseichem niro elai, Hashem, the God of your fathers, has appeared to me, Elokei Avraham, Yitzchok v'Yankov leimor, and he told me, Pokoid pokadeti eschem, I have remembered you, on what is being done to you in Egypt, in the slavery of Egypt. And they listen to you. And therefore, I missed your pasuk. And I said, I shall take you up from the slavery of Egypt, to the land of the Knani, the Chiti and the Emori, Prizi, Vayivusi, to a land where there is milk and honey flowing. Rabbeinu Shalom said to Moshe, and when you tell them these words, Pokoit Pokadeti, they've remembered you, what is being done to you in Egypt, they'll hear your voice, to your voice. They'll believe you. And then then you shall go to Melech Mitzrayim, to the king of Egypt, and you shall tell them, Hashem Elokei ha'ivrim, Nikoleinu, so on, etc., etc. So Rashi says, on Pasuk Yud-Ches, Perek Gimel, Pasuk Yud-Ches, they shall hear to your voice, me'elehem, from themselves, without any pressure. Mikivan shitoimar lehem, as soon as you'll tell them, loshen ze, this language, this expression, pokadeti, yishmeu lekoilecho, they shall hear to your voice, shekavov siman ze mosur biyodom, because this sign has been given over to them, mi Yankov and mi Yosef, from Yaakov and from Yosef, shebeloshen zem nigolim. They'll be saved in that language of pokoid pokaditi. Yankov amar lohem pokoid yifkod eschem, Yosef amar lohem pokoid yifkod elokim eschem. So this language has got something special, which is a masoires, which is a tradition in the Klal Yisrael, that the Savior that comes to release them from the bondage of Mitzrayim, from the Golus of Mitzrayim, will express himself with those words. Pokoid yivkoid Elokim eschem. Pokoid pokadeti. And the Medrash this is taken from Medrash Rabo. Omar lohem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Omar lohi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe, they'll listen to you. Masoiresi biyodom mi Yosef shebeloshon ze em nigolim. Anigoalo. Lech emor lehem ze asimen. Tell them this sign, this code, you call it, a code. Umahu pokod pokaditi. And what does it mean twice pokod pokaditi? Pokad b'Mitzrayim, pokadeti al hayom, pokad le'abo, pokadeti l'sheovar. I've remembered what is being done in Egypt to you. Pokadeti al hayom, I remember what about the crossing of the Red Sea. Pokad le'habo, I remember for the future. Pokadeti l'sheovar, I remember for the past. ועשוי לכם במצרים, כלומר אני פוקד על המצרים מה שעושים לכם. I remember on the Mitzrayim what they've done to you. כמו דעתו אומר, as we find in Shmuel Aleph also, the same expression, פוקדתי את אשר עשה עמלק. When Rebbeinu Shalom commands Shaul to exterminate Amalek, HaKadosh says to Shmuel, פוקדתי את אשר עשה עמלק. I remember what Amalek has done to the Yidden when they came out of Egypt. So here we see this Medrash tells us also, that's what Rashi takes it from, that this language of Pokaditi is a sign of Gula. So we have to understand what is so special in this language of Pokaditi that is a sure sign that the Goyel, the Savior that comes and tells them this language, is like a secret code. Like someone who was to contact somebody else, a spy, he has a secret code, he says a word, and that is the Siman Muvek, that is the true Siman, that is a messenger from that person, and I can tell him my secret. What is so secret about Pokaditi? What? And if you say that it is a Masoires Beyodom, it has been over from Yaakov, from Yosef, from father to son, that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu will, when he will send the messenger to take them out of Egypt, he will express himself, and if he says those words, those wonderful words, Pokaditi, then it's sure that he's the real Savior, so anybody can do it. It's not a secret anymore. If it's a Masoires, if it's a Kabbalah, if it has been handed over from father to son, Pokaditi is an expression of Geula, so anybody will come along and say, Pokaditi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has told me, Pokaditi, and they'll believe him. It doesn't go like that. So what does it mean? There is a medrash on the Pasuk, Vashem pokad esoro kasher omar, kasher diber. Remember. HaKadosh Baruch Hu remembered Sorah, and he gave her a child. On this Pasuk, there is a Maimer in the Medrash Rabbo, Omar Ravade says, on the word pokad, Bal pikdoinois onoichi. I am a keeper of pikdoinus. What is a pikodon? A pikodon, if someone goes on a journey and he wants to leave his suitcase, his bag, to someone, he tells him, look, I leave you this to keep, like a left luggage office you have in the airport, you have in the station, railway station. A left luggage. Rebbeinu Shalom says, I am a keeper of pikdoinus, of left luggage. What you give me to keep, I'll keep for you, and I'll give you back. Sorah Imenu gave to the Rebbeinu Shalom a bundle, a chavilo, meleo, teure, mitzvahs, maisim toivim. A bundle full of mitzvahs and maisim toivim. The Rebbeinu Shalom kept the bundle of Sorah Imenu, and when the time came to give it back, he gave her back. When was that time? When Vashem pokad esoro, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu remembered Sorah and he gave her a son. What son did he give her to Sorah? Yitzchak. Yitzchak Avinu. Such a wonderful son. Yitzchak Avinu was the bundle that was given to the Rebbeinu Shalom to keep when Sorah was doing Torah Maisim Toivim. Rebbeinu Shalom says, I am only keeping the bundles you give me. What does the Medrash want to say here? And then Medrash goes on. It says, Amalek gave me a bundle full of snakes and scorpions. When he attacked the Yidden, he was the first nation to attack the Yidden when they came out of Egypt. By doing so, he gave me a bundle to keep for him. And what was that bundle? It was a bundle full of snakes and scorpions. So I kept this bundle for Amalek, and Pokaditi, he spoke to Shmuel, Pokaditi, I remembered, I give him back his pikodon, I give him back his left luggage, and Timche es Zecher Amalek. You have to wipe out the remembrance of Amalek mitachas hashomayim, from under the skies. Lo tishkach. What is that? It's not a punishment as such as we understand. Like someone gets a fine from the police, from the court, because he has misbehaved, so they give him a fine. No, it's just a bundle. You give me a bundle full of snakes and scorpions, so I give it back to you. You've not tied it on me. Why I'm so harsh to you, Amalek? Why I tell everybody, since Klal Yisrael a mitzvah of Chias Amalek? There's no injustice, there's no harshness. It's just I'm giving you back the bundle you gave me. That's what lies in the word pokad, pokaditi. Same as in Amalek, and that's what the Medrash refers to. Kemode Atoimer, as it says about Amalek, pokaditi es asher oso lecho Amalek, baderech betzeichem mimitzrayim. Pokad, pokaditi, the Savior that comes, and he can explain, and he can live up and express and educate the Yidden in Shibud, that whatever befalls them, it's a pikodon. They have nobody to complain to except themselves. It's a bundle which you give to the Rabbeinu Shalom. Whatever we receive in life, it's not something which is being done from outside, from heaven, as we say. Of course it's from heaven. Everything is from heaven. Akol b'yedei Shomayim. But first and foremost, it's from man himself. He has given a bundle to the Rabbeinu Shalom. And this bundle is given back to him. Bal pikdoinos anoichi. If you can explain that to the Jewish people, if they receive it from you, yes, then you are the Savior. Then you have got the secret, you have got the code, you have got the key to open the bondage of servitude. If you do not get it across, if you don't manage to give over this message to the Jewish people, you are not the Savior. You can't do anything to get them out of Egypt. That's what Chazal meant when they said, Masoires oyu b'yodam. That was a message, that was a tradition amongst the Klal Yisrael, right up to Yaakov Avinu, that Poko Yedivko Elokim Eschem, the Moshiach that will come with those words, Pokad Pokaditi, he is the Goel Amiti, he is the true Goel, he is the one you have to follow, he is your leader. And Moshe Rabbeinu gave over that message, V'shomu lekoilecha. Now we find later on that Moshe Rabbeinu said, no. V'lo yishmeu b'koili. After HaKadosh Baruch Hu promises him, V'shomu lekoilecha, they listen to your voice, Moshe Rabbeinu answers back, Ein lo yishmeu li, lo ya'aminu li. Kapitel Dalet, Pasuk Aleph. Vaya'an Moshe, and Moshe answered to the Rabbeinu Shalom, Vayomer, Vehen lo ya'aminu li, velo yishmeu b'koili, ki yoimru lo niro elecha Hashem. It's a gewaltige Taine on Moshe Rabbeinu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised him, V'shomu lekoilecha, they listen to your voice. Me'alehem, without any pressure, without any signs, just the fact that you are talking to them, pokad pokaditi, that is sufficient. And Moshe Rabbeinu answers back to the Rabbeinu Shalom, Ve'en lo yahaminu li, ve'lo yishmeu b'koili. How can he deny the avtoche, the nevuah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Has he forgotten what has been said to him just before? According to what we just explained, there is no question at all. Moshe Rabbeinu realized that Pokot Pokadati, this language of Pokot Pokadati, is not just I'm going to them and saying, you know what? Pokot Pokadati, fertig. Pokot Pokadati, it's a code, it's a sacred language. It's 2 words which are magical, something. Pokot Pokadati. That's not the pshat. If that would be the pshat, so there is no problem. Why does Moshe Rabbeinu answer back to Rabbeinu Shalom, Lo yaminu v'lo yishmeu v'koili? But according to what we just explained, Chazal, then it's wonderful. Moshe Rabbeinu said, all right, I can give them a shmus. I can give them a droshe. But how many times do we speak this idea that anything that befalls us, it's not something which comes out of the blue. Anything that happens to us, it's exactly the behavior we are behaving, no more, no less. It's a bundle, the same as when you go to Manchester Airport and you give a suitcase, you do expect to open your suitcase and find everything you put in there. There's no surprise at all. Whereas exactly what the Rabbeinu Shalom says about pikdoinus onoichi. I am a keeper of pikdoinus, of luggage. That's all what I'm doing, says the Rabbeinu Shalom. I'm not interfering in your life. I'm just a left luggage. Will you tell the left luggage, for example, when you see that in your suitcase, you open your suitcase in front of the officer there in the airport, and you find everything is there. You even left some money there in your suitcase. You shouldn't have done it, but never mind. You left some money, and you find the bundles of notes there. You say to the officer, to the person in the left luggage, thank you very much. You gave me a nice present. Thank you, thank you. Look, all the money I've got in the suitcase. You put that's your suitcase. That's the picodon you gave me. I'm not giving you any gifts here. I'm not paid to give gift. Just to keep your bundle you gave me. That's all what I'm doing. So the Rabbeinu Shalom exactly. Baal pikdoinus onoichi. And the same as if someone hid a scorpion in his suitcase there. He wants a pet. So he comes from Africa. He put a scorpion into his suitcase. And then he leaves it at the left luggage. Poor scorpion. He's going to starve. And after a week, he comes back to the left luggage. He says, please give me the left. He opened the suitcase in front of the officer. Here the scorpion is quite angry and hungry. And he jumps at him and bites his nose. He says, what have you given me? You, that's what you give me, my left luggage. You give me a scorpion. He said, you shaite, you fool. What you put in your suitcase, that's what I'm giving you. I didn't interfere. And you locked it very carefully. He saw him opening with the key. So says the Rabbeinu Shalom, you don't have any tightness on me. I'm not doing gifts. I'm not giving out punishments. What you have in life, that's what you get, what you have prepared for yourself. That is your bundle. Comme on fait son lit, on se couche. We say in French, as you make your bed, so you go to sleep. If you put sheets on your bed, fresh sheets, you'll have fresh sheets. If they're smelling nice, you make them smelling nice, you'll have a better night. If they're dirty, that's your fault. If there's no sheets at all, again, it's your fault. If there's no bed, you sleep on the floor, it's your fault. Comme on fait son lit, on se couche. That's what it is. That's what it is. Rabbeinu Shalom says, that's what life in this world is like. We reap what we have sown. Azoirim be'jimo be'rino yiktoyu. And the more the effort, and the more a person is moiser nefesh, for chesed, maisim toivim, and mitzvahs, like sorry menu, don't think it's no one pays me, no one appreciates me, no one tells me thank you. What is it worthwhile? No. It's a picodon. It's a picodon. There is a safe. It is kept there. And when the time comes, you'll have your bundle back. And if chas v'sholem, it's an avere, it is also kept in a safe, Rachmana litzlan, unless a person does teshuvah. course. So therefore now we understand why Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Rebbeinu Shel Olam, Vayan Moshe Vayomer, Ve'en lo ya'aminu li, ve'lo yishmeu bekoili. They will not listen to me. They'll not believe me. They'll have tired. Say, what? What have we done? Why? Where is justice? And the babies, what have they done? What have we done, us? Like people ask all the time, we speak about the Holocaust. Straight away. And the tzaddikim who were there. And the children who were there. Lo ya'aminu li, bundles, bundles. Where are the bundles? We don't see the bundles, we see that it comes out of nowhere. We don't make any connection, we don't understand. What bundle have we given? A bundle of extermination? A bundle of putting the babies in the tits, in the mortar? To put instead of bricks, babies into them. To throw them in the river. Which bundles? What bundles? We don't understand. What have I done to deserve such a thing? That's the first thing that people have kindness when something, chas v'sholem, a tragedy happens. Why me? And what has she done? And what has he done? Poor man, poor woman. They were tzaddikim. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, V'lo ya'aminu li, v'lo yishmeu bekoili. Not that I don't believe you, Rebbeinu Shalom. Of course I believe you, but you are asking me to give over this message. Not just to tell them a secret word for culpability. I have to explain to them, do tshuva. Do tshuva. If you do tshuva, you'll come out of Egypt. You'll be released from your bondage. Because what you get now in Mitzrayim, you only get a bundle back. It's not because once Avraham Avinu, he said, Bamo Eida, ki Rosheno, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered him, Ki ger yezaracho yodoya teida, you shall surely know, Ki ger yezaracho be'eretz lo lohem. There shall be slaves in the land that doesn't belong to them. Va'avodum v'inu oisom arba me'ir shonos. Rebbeinu Shel Olam, hat gesucht, zugesucht to Avraham Avinu. He promised to Avraham Avinu, because you have sinned, because you have lacked in emunah, in me, and you asked for a sign, please give me a sign that I should be convinced. So Rebbeinu Shalom said, because you have lacked in emunah, so your children will be suffering in Mitzrayim 400 shana. What kind of a Yerusha is that? Lo ya'aminu li, v'lo yishmeu bekoili. Where's justice? Where's the justice of HaKadosh? What have we done? Okay, Avraham Avinu, but what have we done? Therefore, it's not an easy task. Every time when I have the occasion to speak about this subject, there is someone in the assembly who is sure to come up with a kash. But we don't understand. It's unjust after all that. We don't understand it. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu said, Lo ya'aminu li v'lo yishmeu bekoili. It's not easy to give over such a message. Pokoid pokaditi. Take, what did the Yidden do, Take, to deserve such a terrible punishment? What did they do? So the Pasuk, the Torah tells us, Vayigdal Moshe vayetze lecho vayar besivloisom. Moshe grew up in the palace of Paroi, and he went out to his brothers and he saw their sufferings. He saw their sufferings means he wanted to help them. He was asking himself, what have they done in order to deserve such terrible punishment? I want to know. Because like that I can help them. If you take out the cause, you take out the result. If I want to help them out of this servitude, I have to know why do they suffer so much. And what did he see? Vayarish mitri makei shivri mechov. And he saw a man, an Egyptian, hitting a Jewish man. from his brothers of Moshe Rabbeinu. There is a medrash that says of his brothers means from the Bnei Kehos, from the Bnei Levi. That's what it means from his brothers. But I saw a different medrash, a Midrash Rabbah, that says this Ish Ivri, this Jewish man that the Egyptian was hitting to death, he wanted to kill him, as you know the story, because he had taken his wife. And then he realized that the Jew knew that what he has done to his wife, so the Egyptian got angry and he wanted to get rid of him, mamish, to kill him off. And the Medrash Rabbah says this Jewish man whom the Egyptian was hitting was Doson. Doson, the famous duo, Doson va'Aviram. Doson. Vayifen kovacho. Moshe Rabbeinu looked right and left. Vayar Enish, he saw there was no one looking. Vayaches HaMitzri, he hit the Egyptian, Vayitmeneu bachol, and he hit him in the sand. He got rid of the Egyptian because that's the din. A guy who hits a Jew to kill him is chayv miseh, and you mitzvah to kill him first. Vayetze bayoyim hasheni. He came out the next morning, Moshe Rabbeinu, v'hine shnei anoshim ivrim nitzim, and he saw two Jewish men fighting together. And Chazal Midrash again says, Midrash Rabbah, nitzim, we learn from a different place, whenever it says nitzim, means that not just fighting horseplay. They are fighting to death. They were fighting, and you realize they were fighting to death, to kill one each other. Who were those two men again? Doson va'Aviram. Also we learn it from a different place. Doson va'Aviram. Vayomer lo Rosho, and he said to the Rosho, who was the Rosho? Lo mosakereyecho, why do you want to hit your friend? Rashi points out, he didn't hit him yet. He was just lifting up his arm to hit him and to kill him. Moshe Rabbeinu realized that. Who was that Roshe? Doson again. They were fighting, but who was the Roshe who was going to hit first? That was Doson, right? So Moshe Rabbeinu rebukes him. He says, Rosho! Vayomer lo Rosho. No, he didn't call him Rosho. Vayomer lo Rosho, he said to the Rosho, Lo mosakereyacho, why do you want to hit your friend? So he answered back, Doson, Vayomer, mi somcho leish sar v'shreifet oleinu. Who has nominated you, appointed you, a judge on you? Do you want to kill me? Ka'asher orakto es HaMitzri is the same as you killed yesterday the Egyptian? And he said it in a loud voice so that all the people who were in the street should hear. And they were goyim there. Vayiro Moshe, so says the Sforno. Vayiro Moshe got frightened. And he said, Ochein noda adovo. So the thing has been known already. I thought that was a secret. I thought no one knew what I had done to the Egyptian. Now I can see that the thing is known. I have to run away. Right, he was afraid. Now, first of all, this Doson, he had saved him from death yesterday. Yes? Because the Mitzri was hitting the Jewish man, he was hitting Doson. Now he rebukes Doson, he tells him, Lo mosakereyecho, and what does Doson do? Instead of saying thank you yesterday for saving my life, and ashakoyach for telling me a tochoche, what does Doson say? Who are you? Who has nominated you a judge on me? And then, in front of everybody, you killed the Egyptian. In other words, I'm reporting you to Paroi. And that's what he did. Terrible. Fighting to death. Ingratitude. Meishivro tachas toivo. He gives back bad for good. And what kind of bad? To report him to be killed. Moshe. And that's what Paro tried to do. Now there is a Rashi here on the words Ochein noda adovor. The thing has been known. a Medrash, it's a Medrash Rabbo again. The Medrash says like this. Nodali adovo, now I know why. Shoyisi tomea olov. I know the answer to the question I was asking myself all the time. Ma chotu Yisrael mikol shivim umois. What did the Yidden do so bad? More than the 70 nations of the world, lios nirdim ba'avodas perech, to be submitted to tremendous crushing servitude. Aval roi ani shem roim lekach. But now I see they deserve it. All the time Moshe Rabbeinu had a kasha. Why do the Yidden suffer so much persecution in Egypt? Why? What have they done more than all the 70 nations which are in peace? No one enslaves them. They live in their own country and are not in Shibud. And what did the Yidden do worse than all the Shivim Umas? Now I know the answer. Now I know they deserve it. 100%. Why? What is the answer now? Now I know that they deserve it. Why? Because of this Doson v'Aviram. Because of Doson. Because they're fighting. Rashi doesn't say why. Now I know why. We can guess. We can say it's because Doson v'Aviram are fighting. It's because Doson has answered back instead of saying thank you for saving my life. It's because they're reporting, you wanted to report Moshe to the king. Now let's look inside the Medrash, which is the reference of Rashi, and we'll have a bit clearer. Rabbi Yehuda bar Sholem b'shem Rabbi Chanina HaGodol v'Rabboseinu b'shem Rabbi Alexandri Omar. Oyo Moshe meharer b'liboy. Moshe was thinking in his heart, Voimer, ma chotu Yisrael shenishtabdu mikol umois. What did the Yidden do worse than all the nations to be in Shibut? Kivan sheshoma devor, when he heard the words, Adoson answered back to him, Omar, he said, Loshon hora yesh beinayim, they speak Loshon hora, ech yu reuyim legeulo, how can they be fit to be saved? Impossible. Loshon hora. No fighting to death, no ingratitude. What is the answer? What is the light shining in Moshe Rabbeinu's mind? Suddenly he sees the truth. He sees clear. He realizes he has no tightness anymore. He has no kashus anymore. What is it? Loshon hora yesh beinehem. Ech yu reuyim ligeulo. How can they be suited for Geula? As long as there is Lashon Hora, the Geula cannot come. Lochen omar, noida dovor, ato yodaiti be'eze dovor hem mishtabdim. Now I know for which reason, for which thing they are in servitude. What? Lashon Hora. Lashon Hora. That's the Medrash. She doesn't bring the Medrash completely with all the precision. But here, when you look in the Midrash Rabbo, Lashon Hora. So now we have to understand, that is the Pikodon. Bal Pikdono Isonoichi. The Rabbeinu Shalom says to Moshe Rabbeinu, tell them, Pokoit Pokaditi, you have given me a heavy bundle, a bundle full of servitude, full of bondage, of suffering, of all kinds of atrocities. What bundle have you given me, which is too heavy to bear? What is it? Lashon Hora. Tell them this. Poket Pokaditi. If they listen to you, if they do tshuva, they'll be saved. Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm not up to it. I don't know how to give it over. I don't know. It's too hard a task to make them understand the midah keneged midah, that all these sufferings, little babies, because of Lashon Hora, that it's far above my koiches, my capacities. Now we have to understand a few things here. First of all, what is the midah keneged midah? Lashon Hora Here we are talking about two people fighting to death. Yeah? Chazal say they were fighting to kill. No. So that's enough, no? No. That's nothing. That is nothing. Fighting to death, that is nothing. What I know now is because what he said. Reporting a Yid, speak bad about a Yid. That is the worst thing. You have to understand that. What is? Why just Lashon Hara? A Rotzeach is worse than the Lashon Hara. Remember, it's not true. Chazal says that Lashon Hara is Shokol can get Sholosh Averis. Shvichus Domim, Gilui Haroyes, and Avodah Zarah, all the three together. But still we have to understand. And then we have to understand another kasha. Now, let me explain to you one thing. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know before that there was Lashon Hara amongst the Yidden. No. He had to come across those two, Dosan v'Aviram, to realize there was Lashon Hara. Why? He was living with them. He was going with them already. He knew the Yidden, didn't he know? Now, didn't you realize also that the Yidden were doing Avodah Zarah? There's a pasuk mifurish in Yecheskel, Kapitel Chof, that the Yidden suffered in Mitzrayim because of Avodah Zarah. Furish in Yecheskel, Kapitel Chof. Because of Avodah Zarah, they were suffering in Egypt. Avodah Zarah. Why didn't Moshe Rabbeinu know they were doing Avodah Zarah? They were hiding themselves so well. The Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know they were doing Avodah Zarah. Another question. Because there is one Rosh in the Klal Yisrael, Doson, who speaks Lashon Hara, so that's a good enough reason to know why all the Yidden have to suffer in Shibud Mitzrayim. Okay, no, I know they are not fitted to be freed from their servitude. What? Because of one Doson? But Doson was known. Doson, he was the one. Nitzovim Likrosom when he came out of Paroi. Nitzovim Likrosom, Doson v'Aviram. Those were the ones who left from the Mon for Shabbos, kept the Mon for Shabbos. Those were the ones who went out in Shabbos to pick them on. Those were the ones Vayilonu al Hayam, they grumbled against Moshe Rabbeinu at the Yam Suf. Those were the ones that said No Shuvo Mitzrayimo. Those were the ones from the beginning till the end. These famous two, the famous two, Doson v'Aviram. Chazal said they should have died in the Shloishes Yemei Afeila. You know why they didn't die in the Shloishes Yemei Afeila? To have Moshe Rabbeinu, to test Moshe Rabbeinu, to test the patience of Moshe Rabbeinu, to test his humility. That's the only reason, the Zchus HaChaim, the only merit to stay alive they had, just for the sake of Moshe Rabbeinu, to make him a greater honor. That's all. But on their own accord, they should have been killed in the Shloishes Yemei Afeila, in the 3 days of darkness. So because there's such a Rosh, Doson v'Aviram, until he was swallowed with Machlekes Koirach. That was the end of him. And because of one Rosh like that, it's the same. If I would tell you, people asking about the Holocaust. The Holocaust. Why? I would come along with the teretz. Why? Because one Yid in Varshe, spoke Lashon Hara. There was in Varshe one Doson who spoke Lashon Hara. No da'adova. Now I know why the Holocaust. Now, you understand the kasha now? But what kind of an answer is that? How does it come into? One Yid speaks Lashon Hara. Doson speaks Lashon Hara. No da'adova, and I understand why all the Yidden have to suffer in Shibud Mitzrayim. What does it mean? And Moshe Rabbeinu has to deliver this message to the Yidden. Pokoid pokati, it's a bundle. I'm keeping the bundles for you. There is a pasuk in Hosea, Kapitel Dalet. Chavur atzabim Ephraim hanachloi. Chavur means a chabure, a union, a chabure, a group, a united group. Atzabim of the Avodah Zorah, atzabeim kesef ezohav. Ephraim, the Yidden are called Ephraim. Hanachloi, leave him alone, don't touch him. Chazal say, as long as the Yidden are together, grouped, together in one piece, they have no discord, no friction, no sinas chinam amongst them. There is only love and peace, understanding, giving in, don chabschus, ne lovim veno molvim. They understand that whatever happens to them, if someone is nichshli nonaz devorim to them, they don't say, Rosh here, I've got to serve him right. They say, no, Hashem omar lo kaleles David, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has sent him to me for kaporas avoinus. He should speak on us devorim, to hurt me, my feelings, to vex me, to shame me, because it's a kaporas avoinus, and it's for my good. Ashar koyach, I don't keep a grudge, I don't take revenge, I don't speak lashon hara. And because of that, David HaMelech was zoiche to be the regel revi la merkovo elyoino, because he said to Shimi ben Gero, Hashem omar lo kaleles David. And because of that, there was Mordechai HaTzadik who came to in the world to save the Klal Yisrael. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu made him the fourth fruit of his throne. No one else. For what? Because of saying that. Hashem omar lo kaleles David. See, it's not easy. Onas devorim. Someone tells you onas devorim. Someone has done to you an avle. He's cutting your parnose, taking your livelihood, shaming you, make you shmate. And you say, Hashem omar lo kaleles David. Hanach loi. Chabur atzabim Ephraim. Even if they do Avodah Zorah, atzabim. Atzabim is Lashon Avodah Zorah. Chavur, but they are in Chabure. They can live together in peace. In Achdus. There is no Lashon Hara. There is no Sinas Chinam. There is a pasuk in Yecheskel that says, V'ro'as ish esochiv al tachshevu bilevavchem, says Yecheskel. If you do not want the second Beis HaMikdash to be destroyed, be careful, do not think bad about your friend. V'ro'as ish esochiv al tachshevu bilevavchem, says Yecheskel. Sinas Chinam, says the Radak. That is Sinas Chinam. It's a new definition in Sinas Chinam. Not to think bad about somebody. Not to think bad. Thinking bad about somebody, that is Lashon Hara in Machshove. Because what is Lashon Hara? To speak bad about somebody, even if it is true. To think bad about somebody, even if it is true, that is Sinas Chinam, says the Radak. Lashon Hara is only the outcome of Sinas Chinam. Yecheskel warns them, you want to bring an end to this Golus Edom, to this bitter Golus, we don't see the end of it yet. Pokoit pokaditi. Realize it's a bundle. What bundle? V'ro'as ish esochiv al tachshevu bilvavchem. Chavur atzabim Ephraim. Hanach loi. Cholak libom, says Yecheskel, in a different place. It's not the Emshech of this pasuk. It's in a different place. You have to look for it. Don't know which capital it is. Cholak libom. If the heart is divided, until now, Yeshomu, they are guilty of everything. Now they are guilty of everything. Now they are guilty of Chilul Shabbos. Now they are guilty of Gneivus Gezelis. Now they are guilty of Avodah Zorah. Now they are guilty of Bitul Torah. Now they are guilty of everything. Just because of Cholak Libom. because their heart is divided. It's not the Sinas Chinam itself. It's the result, what it brings to the Klal Yisrael. Sinas Chinam. Cholak libom ato yeshomu. Sholom b'neihem. If there is peace amongst them, then ena soton yochol lekatreg. The Satan cannot open his mouth. But of course, when you look a bit deeper into the subject, now we understand why we say this Golus Ashlishi, Golus Edom, is because of Sinas Chinam. And then we look around, we see Klal Yisrael, they only have Sinas Chinam. How much more do the Klal Yisrael have to blame for themselves? Just Sinas Chinam, all the time we repeat again. Sinas Chinam, Sinas Chinam. This Golus Edom, Sinas Chinam, Sinas. We see there is Chilul Shabbos, we see there is all kinds of things. Ben Odom Lachaveiro, Ben Odom Lamokoim, not just Sinas Chinam. The answer is as we just said now. Take, Moshe Rabbeinu knew the Klal Yisrael were doing Avodah Zorah in Mitzrayim. But he was looking at the Klal Yisrael, so Baruch Hashem, they've got Sholom B'neihem. They are living in peace together. There was nobody disputing, nobody was speaking Lashon Hora. Same as here in Manchester. We hear sometimes, not sometimes, never, every Montag and Donnerstag, break-ins. Today